Hello traders. Before I get started, I would like to let you know where I've been for the last month. I actually made the attempt to change my account into a margin account in order to have unlimited trades. So the month of June was my trial, my first time ever trying to trade with the unlimited power and with the margin power. Of course, having an account larger than 25,000. I used this month as a trial. I'm towards the end of my trial. We have 2 more trading days to finish the trial time, but I'm actually going to make a video specifically of what happened. What were the positive things, what were the negative things, and what is my plan to follow. Eventually, there are certain goals I want to reach as a trader, but I will go more into detail about my experience, and I think you will be able to grab a lot of things, a lot of lessons that I learned that I hope to be able to share. All right, so let's talk about this one trade. The trade here is ticker symbol SAEX, SAEX. So this was one that was alerted. When I got up in the morning, I looked at the alerts and I saw that there was some mention about this stock. So the first thing I do is I go into my phone before I even open my trading station. I go open my phone and I see the alerts. There was a lot of mention about a volume spike and also a price change. So as you can see here, during the pre-market hours, the stock was around the $2, even a little under $2, and it went up to $3.45 within less than 10 minutes. So when I first see this, to be honest, I try to trade simple price action. So the news for me are irrelevant. If there's news, that's great, because then I know that there's going to be attention. But the actual news itself and having to read it and analyze and all that, I'm going to leave that to the investors or to those who swing trade these stocks. Okay, I'm looking for a quick entry and a quick exit, capitalize on a few green candles and get out. But the most important is that I want a stock that has attention. Why? Because if it has attention, it's going to have movement, and if it has spikes, it's going to have. If it has big spikes, there's going to be big dips and back and forth, back and forth. There's going to be consolidation and all that. So as you can see in this stock, there's definitely this spike here, and then once it gets near this VWAP, the upper band right here looks kind of orange. It kind of made a stop. Okay, and then it started dipping and dipping and dipping. It crossed underneath the VWAP, and then it kind of did this type of consolidation around the VWAP. Now, when it was doing this VWAP consolidation, I decided to enter where I thought would be a break of the price. So as you can see here, it started consolidating. It made an attempt here to break this middle VWAP band, and I ended up buying over here. And the reason was because I've seen one attempt, a second real attempt, I guess, at touching the band. There was another one here, another one here, another one here that failed, and then I bought here. Okay, and luckily there was a little break here from this price, so I got in at 302. I have a mark here at 303, so you can kind of see where it was. So before the market was open, now it's important to know that I went in with a small amount. I don't want to have the huge risk of a humongous red candle just showing up all of a sudden and losing 20, 30, 40%. That has happened. If it can happen going up, it can happen going down. So I went in only with 40 shares, very small amount. And at this point of the video, I have, I'm up $6.20. All right, so that gives me a little bit of, a peace of mind. If you're green before it opens, then you have that cushion, right? If you're willing to lose $10, well, now you're $6 up. Well, now you're willing to lose $16. The 60 you have already as a profit, minus those 10 that you initially said you were going to lose, or whatever your size is. All different traders, they trade different sizes, and I try to stay pretty conservative and pretty safe with penny stocks, especially with pre-market. And the goal, like I said, is to create that cushion before open, and try to capitalize in hopefully a spike or a break, okay, a breakthrough. So let's play the video, and I'm gonna forward some of it because there's just a lot of like slow moving price action, and we don't need to see all that. So you'll see another mouse over here. That one moving was the actual recording one. I'll try not to move mine at the same time as much. So the price just kept on moving up and down very little, and let's get very close to this jump. Start to go down to $3 profit. Let's get close to open. It's going down to my buying price. So at this point I am thinking, all right, if this opens with a red candle, I'm probably gonna get out if it reaches a certain point in terms of losses. As you can see, it is not breaking the VWAP completely yet, so I'm still in. And I continue to hold. Let's go forward. And I get that peace of mind little green candle right there. Still means nothing because it's not yet open, and anything can happen at the open candle. So I'm just glad I'm in the positive here, even if that little. So let's move forward. All right, we're getting very close to the open. We got another red candles. Starting to get a little worried, or hoping that, or honestly thinking, this might not be the stock that helps me reach my goal. And as you can remember, my goal is $50 to $100 each day, and I try to stop at that point. So let's see how things turn out. There we go. The stock market has not opened regular hours, and we have a green candle. It's a pretty big candle compared to the ones right before. You can call that an igniting candle, or a peace of mind right before open. But like I said, you never know what open's going to bring, so we keep moving forward. And all right, so let me pause here to tell you what I did. I actually set another alert. So, and by alert, I don't mean the alerts of the alerts that we get in our phone, and that tell us which stocks are hot or what. These are the alerts from the actual TD Ameritrade. It's a mark basically, not alerts. It's a mark that you can set so that you get a notification on your phone that tells you, this is when it reaches that point, you will get a text saying that happened. So I have one at my buying price, and I have another one at the high of the pre-market. Okay, because I've learned something with penny stocks that spike, is that sometimes when they spike hard, they tend to hesitate at that high of the pre-market. So for me, that's time to sell, or to at least sell most of my position. Okay, so let's continue. Let's press play again. And we don't have a lot of more. All right, I changed my settings so that I can trade during open hours instead of having it set for pre-market. That's one mistake you do not want to do. Now let me show you what just happened. So right now you see a negative $75 with 42 cents. I've seen that happen with penny stocks, and maybe if somebody knows what that means, it's, I don't know if it's a glitch or it is a algorithm that's messing with us, but I've seen penny stocks make huge drops right before open, like right before 5 minutes before open, but there is not really reflected on the candles. So it's not like a huge candle should have been there already, lower than my entry point, which is this yellow line. So it's not. So, but I'm in a negative 75, but it usually tends to autocorrect. My idea is that some, huge trader algorithms just like contradict each other really quick, and it just goes back to the price where it was. But right now you can see that's negative 75, but really I've seen that with penny stocks right before open. So as you can see, that came back to a positive. So let's keep going. There's not a lot more time, so let me just forward just a little bit. There we go. So open candle. All right, so what I did here again is, before I try to do any type of bigger moves, what I want to do is buy and sell a small amount of shares. This was five shares. I want to buy and sell to make sure that the stocks are getting filled. If you don't do this, you can actually, let's say you're gonna scalp big at the open. Not the best idea if you don't do what I'm doing right now. You can put let's say 500 shares or whatever, and you cancel it. Well, sometimes your broker will still execute that minutes later, and sometimes without you noticing it. You might be in a different stock, or you might have already thought you were done. 5 minutes into trading, sometimes I'm done in 5 minutes, and then let's say 7 minutes later, those $500 or 500 shares get filled in, and then you don't know about it. So what I do is I go small at the open, and if that first or second candle is not letting me quickly buy and sell, then I stay away for a little bit until I'm able to. So let's press play. So I bought 5. It's not filling in, so that gives me a little sign of there's been issues. There's issues with that. And that filled in, but it wasn't quick. So I don't want to mess around that much with that. I kept those shares, and I moved up 100 shares. All right, so at this point, I bought 100 more shares of this $3 stock. It is not a huge position. It is still a conservative position, in my opinion. If I was holding 40 on pre-market, I'm buying 100. It's still not a lot compared to the amount of money that I have in my broker. So I was still playing it safe. Now, the reason I bought more is because I'm in the green. I have this strategy that if I am up, let's say $10, I will, if I feel that things are right, if things are aligning, for example, this one was the MACD entry right here that I looked at, and I said I'm gonna trust the MACD for this one, and I will average up because I'm already up $11. So if I was willing to risk 10, let's say, now I have $20 that I can risk instead of 10. All right, even though I'm buying a bigger size, now I have a bigger cushion. So, which is the opposite of averaging down, which is something that we talked about in my videos, which is throwing gasoline into a fire. But we'll talk more about that in the future, or maybe I'll show you an example, because trust me, I have done that in the past. So let's press play again. And at this point, I am just hoping that my mark of 3.03 does not get broken. Okay, obviously I now have a higher average of 3.05, but 3.03 is something that I want to pay attention. And this alert will disappear before the candle even breaks through it, which is something I really like with TD Ameritrade. So there we go. Let me pause it again. What did I do? All right, I did a combination of two different things in my mind. The first one is, remember I mentioned before, that red candle not really being a dip and turning into a green one is one of my favorite opening moves. This is something extremely powerful. If the bulls are able to stop this from breaking, from dipping, and causing a green candle to come right after that, that for me is go for it. Okay, so what did I do? All right, so let me just go back to make sure that you saw that. So I was up, I had 145 shares. I saw this green candle show up and I bought 100 more. So now I'm in 245. My profit goes up to $30 and I immediately sell 100 of my shares. I secure some of those profits. Okay, and then as you can see, again, I sold another 100. So now I have 95 left. Okay, and this is just one green candle, but this is what I really enjoy doing. So at this point, I have 95 left over, 95 shares. I divide that into two stop losses, a 45 and a 50. I feel like I'm really close to my goal, and what do? I cancel the 51 like you just saw. I sell those 50 and I just hold those 45. Okay, a green candle that big and that quick could turn into a red candle just as big or bigger. So secure my profits. I know my goal was 50, but look, I'm at 44. I'm really close. Let's make sure I don't lose this money that I already made. And I left a stop loss at 45, which means I would lose around $3 to $4 if it goes south, and if it goes south quickly. So I have that stop loss really tight to where the price is. And as you can see, like I said, you know, the price reached 3.50 cents, $3.50, and 3.46 was what the high of the pre-market. So, like I said, that is the moment that you try to sell either all your position, half your position, 3/4 of your position, or whatever you want, but do not hold your whole position, because that can turn backwards and destroy your whole profits and plus some more. That is when I decide to do that. Now, there are occasions where you will see, you know, 3, 4, 5, 10 more candles go up and rip this upper VWAP band, but you know, I'm not about that life. I'm about to being safe, and if my 45 shares keep on rolling up and they go to the moon, that's great. And if 45 turns into, you know, $56, that's great. But with penny stocks, you just don't know what the next second's gonna bring you. So, you know, something that you know is that you can secure profits when you see them, and you can be protecting your account as you go. Okay, so let me just press play. I think we're gonna end pretty soon here, and I got stopped out. Right away, $40. And guess what? I believe, let's see what happens. Yeah, we have another green candle after that. Huge green candle. At that point, I am out. And let's just see what happens here. I don't remember what happens, but let's see if it makes an attempt to break this high. And boom, there we go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that huge drop. If I wouldn't have sold, all that money would have been gone, and probably would have been a negative $10, $15, because I probably would have stopped out or gotten out at a little lower than my even price. Okay, and to be honest, you know, I don't know what happened to the stock after this. I believe I traded maybe 1 or 2 smaller trades in order to reach my goal, which I believe I did. Most of the days I do, so I believe I did that day. But look at this, it just keeps dropping. So that's the end of the video. Let me close that. But yeah, the next video I'm gonna talk to you about my experience with margin account, and I'm gonna go back to showing you to what I was doing. But I really want you to hear this next video. It's a little crazy, the experience that I had, and it's you know, something that I thought I would something I thought I knew how things would happen, I guess. I'm not sure that's the right way, but I had a lot of surprises. I made a bunch of money, but I also had some pretty bad experiences. So I'm excited to tell you about that. So thank you for following and for waiting for this video. I will try my best. I know that everybody is in summertime and spending time with their family, but at least every other week I should have a video, if not once a week, back at once a week. Look for the link below for those alerts. Also, don't forget to join the Facebook page. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you next week. Adios.